Airspeed is one thing, but if you're trying to move some air into a space, CFM is also very important. The airspeed meter needs to know the width and the height of the fan outlet. On the highest speed setting, the comfort zone had a range between 160 and 174 CFM. Taking the middle point between the upper and the lower range works out to 167 CFM. And the Omni Breeze performed quite a bit better with an average of 750. On the highest fan speed, the Amazon Basics moves into second place at 704 CFM. The Senville continues to trail the Omni Breeze and the Amazon Basics with an average of 608 CFM. And the Honeywell trails the Senville on this test at 522 CFM on average. The Valkyrie performed well at 637 CFM to move into third place. And the Holmes performed about the same as the Honeywell at around 525 CFM. The Pelotas moves into second place behind the Omni Breeze at 720 CFM on average. The Levoit not only makes high airspeed, it also moves a lot of air at 855 CFM to move into the lead. And the Lasco performed very close to the same as the Levoit at around 855 CFM on average. And the Drill moves into the lead over the Levoit and the Lasco at around 925 CFM. And a Vornado has a very large outlet and massive crossflow fan that moves by far the most air yet at around 1,170 CFM. Very impressive. And the Dyson really struggled in this test at around 105 CFM on average. If you need a fan to move a lot of air, the Vornado came out on top at 1,170 CFM. The Drill finished in second place at 925 CFM. The Pelotas and Levoit tied for third at 855 CFM. Tall, narrow objects can be tip-over hazards when they get bumped. So let's test the tip-over angle next. We've got more testing to do, so I won't crash test the fans just yet. With a base of only 10.75 inches across, the comfort zone tipped over at 16.8 degrees. The Omni Breeze has a wider base at 11.5 inches, and it performed even better at 17.5 degrees. Amazon Basics has a base of 11.5 inches, but it's top-heavy, and it tipped over at only 13.9 degrees. The Senville has a pretty wide base at 13 inches, but it's also very top-heavy, and it tipped over at 13.7 degrees. The Honeywell has a narrow base at only 10.5 inches, and it's the most tip-happy yet at 12.2 degrees. The base of the Valkyrie is about the same as the Amazon Basics, and it performed well at 15.6 degrees. With the base that's only 10.2 inches across, the Holmes likes to lay down at only 12 degrees. And the Pelotas has a base that's 12.5 inches across, and it performed better than most at 15.5 degrees. The Levoit's base is close to 12 inches across, and it moves into a two-way tie for second place with the comfort zone at 16.8 degrees. The Lasco is a little bit top-heavy, but it has a base that's 13 inches across. And 16.7 degrees is pretty good. The Drio's base is pretty narrow at only 11.8 inches across, and it tips over pretty easily at 13.7 degrees of tilt. The base of the Vornado is right at 12 inches, and the Vornado performed better than average at 16.3 degrees. Even though the Dyson is pretty bottom heavy, with a base at only 8 inches, the Dyson took a fall at only 13.8 degrees. So the very affordable Omni Breeze made it to 17.5 degrees of tilt before toppling over. The comfort zone and the Levoit tied for second place at 16.8 degrees. Assessing build quality is highly subjective. Some of the fans were very wobbly while others are pretty solid on its base. The build quality assessment also includes durability from tip over. The comfort zone, Omni Breeze, Amazon Basics, and Senville all experienced a pretty hard direct impact and did not experience any noticeable damage. Unfortunately, the base on the Honeywell did experience damage from the direct impact. The snap fit clip that holds the plastic leg together is now broken. The Valkyrie and Holmes also held up just fine from the impact. Unfortunately, the top part of the Pelotas fan includes several pieces that just snap into place, and a couple of the plastic pieces are now out of position. The Levoit seems well constructed and handled the impact just fine. The base on the Lasco came loose and the top plastic housing began to separate. The Drio, Vornado, and Dyson held up just fine without any visible damage. Assessing build quality and durability is highly subjective. None of the fans received the best possible rating of 1, but 5 of the brands did receive a pretty good rating of 2. So which fan is the best? The left side of the chart includes the ungraded categories. I decided not to include noise level since some people may actually want a more noisy fan to drown out disruptive background noise. Other people may want a quiet fan for conversational purposes. For the graded areas on the right side of the chart, I've converted the raw data into a 1st through 13th ranking. And the Levoit came out on top with the best average finish of 2nd place. It scored well in every category and would definitely be my choice if the budget allows. The Drio also performed very well with an average finish of 3rd place. The Drio would have actually taken over 1st place if one removes the tip-over angle from the math. It's definitely another fan that I would purchase if it fits within the budget. The Vornado is the most powerful fan in the lineup and it moves the most air. As you'd expect, it also uses the most electricity. If it's all about value, the Omni Breeze seems like a pretty good value for around $48. While it is a little bit energy thirsty, it did perform well in most categories, but the build quality doesn't seem to be quite as good as the Levoit, Drio, and Vornado.